Whoa, a little crazy today. Woo! What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Aydian here, and before I hop into the topic of this video, which is going to be all about hormone replacement therapy and what it does to you, I want to just show you two things. The first thing are these. Look at my feet! Oh my goodness! Aren't these the bestest? Look at that! I found a bunch of Lion King socks at Target. I was so excited. Lucky's excited too. Look at her tail. Oh my god. Yeah, aren't they the best, Lucky? Aren't they the best? Aren't they the best? Yeah. The second thing is right now my clothing company, 0.5cc.com, is having a really big sale. We've got tons and tons of stuff, and now all the way into January we're gonna have like sales each week. And so if you like the shirt I'm wearing today, as I step on random things behind me, if you like the shirt I'm wearing today, which is a thermal long sleeve I Am Enough t-shirt, I really like this one. This is also from my clothing company, 0.5cc. Check it out if you want to know. Like, I like my thermals close, tight fitting, good looking, close to the body. So I'm wearing an extra small just to give you an instance. Probably normal people would wear a small, but again, I just like them a little tighter. So I'm wearing extra small. So if you want to support me, if you want to support my nonprofit, which supports the trans community, you can go purchase clothes from 0.5cc, and then a portion of your purchase goes to Point of Pride. So you can help me, help our community, and wear cool stuff. All right, let's jump into the video. Okay, so this topic comes to me from an email I got, and it was pretty much a DM on Instagram, a DM on IG, and it pretty much just was like, hey Aydian, why did you choose to have such a high voice, question mark. And that was the email, and I thought, you know what, this is a really good topic. And instead of like blasting that person, because y'all know I'm not really about that, there's no point to put someone on blast. The only thing there is to do is to educate people. So I figured, hey, let me make a video. And I want to let people know, when it comes to hormone replacement therapy, everybody's body is different. And everybody's hormones are going to react differently to the new hormone that's put in there. So, for instance, in my case, being a female to male transgender identified person, I was biologically female bodied. So in most, not all, okay, this is another stereotype, like not all people who are biologically born with estrogen as their main hormone, and not all people who are biologically born with testosterone as their main hormone will have voices based on those things. So there's a lot of female-bodied biological people who identify as female who have an unstereotypical low voice, right? And people who have estrogen in their biological makeup is usually going to have a higher voice, and vice versa with people with testosterone. So people who are biologically born male, who identify as male with testosterone in their system are going to have generically a lower voice, but that does not mean that they will not have a high voice. And so what we've done in society is, because of our biology, we've categorized people. So if you have a low voice, then you are super masculine, and if you have a high voice, then you're super feminine. And the only problem here is that, again, like I just said, that's never the case. You can't just have a biological XY chromosome and say this person is going to have a super deep voice, and you can't have an XX chromosome and be like this person is going to have a super high voice, because it's just not how it works. So first, I wanted to put that on the table to think about. Second, I also want to talk, you heard that kind of crack. I also wanted to talk about how like our voices change with hormone replacement therapy. And so you cannot, you can't, you know, hormone replacement therapy, also known as HRT, also known as hormones, or T or E, estrogen, testosterone. These hormones, you don't go to the doctor and you go to your endocrinologist and you're like, I'm ready to start hormones, I've thought about it, I'm ready for it, and then you get a list, right? And under estrogen you get to pick like high voice, big boobs, curvy waist, or on the testosterone sheet you get to pick like thick beard, no back hair, yes chest hair, larger muscles, and a low voice. These are not things you get to pick. It's not like you get to go and fill out a sheet and you get what you wanted. It's more like a lottery. You go in there, you know what could happen, all the possibilities, and then based on your body type is what's going to happen to you. And so for me, I started hormones at 1 cc every 2 weeks, and then after about 3 or 4 months, I switched to 0.5 cc's every week, and I did that for a very long period of time. And now about a year and a half ago, I went down to 0.4 every week. So my voice landed where it landed. That's it. I get emails all the time about beard growth, and it's like I didn't do anything extra. And so I guess that's kind of where this is all stemming from, right? Like people think that you could do something extra to have a lower voice or a higher voice, and people think you can do something extra to have more hair on your face or less hair on your face. People want to know, will I grow taller? Will I get shorter? Based on what your goal is. And so again, like testosterone, estrogen, hormone therapy is really a lottery. You cannot assume what's gonna happen. There are some things based on your age, which may happen more for you or less for you, right? And so I've been told that if you start hormones at a lower age, a younger age rather, you could have an extra growth spurt. That's one thing I've been told. I've also been told that if you start hormones at a later time, right, in maybe your 50s and you're a trans man and you start hormones, I've heard that your beard growth can be exceptionally rapid. But that also doesn't work as well, because I know tons of older trans men who've not gotten any extra hair in any extra quickness, right? No quicker than the regular old Joe, or young Joe rather. And so again, you can't just pick these things, right? And also know people who started hormones as young as 16 or 17 and they didn't really grow any extra height, right? And so again, it really just depends on your body. Hormones are a lottery, and there's this list of things that happen when hormones get into your system, but you cannot guarantee that this whole list is going to transition into this list, which is the list that actually happens to your body, right? And so for me, I could have very potentially gotten back hair, right? And I didn't, thank goodness for me, because I personally wouldn't have wanted back hair, but I did get chest hair. And my voice did drop, but it didn't drop really significantly. I know a lot of guys who start hormones and have a much lower voice than me, and some who have a much higher voice than me. That was one thing that I did get, right? I got chest hair, I got a lower voice. I have a full beard, and that was something that happened fairly, I don't want to say super rapid, but I got a chin strap within the first year and a half of starting hormones, which is exceptionally fast to some people and exceptionally slow to other people, right? So it doesn't really, you cannot pick and choose what's going to happen to you. That is just not how it goes. And if you think that if you're going to start hormones and you're going to have a beard within 3 years, well, you really need to recalibrate what you think is going to happen when you start hormone replacement therapy, because you cannot guarantee. You could have a beard in 6 months, or you could have a beard in 6 years, or you can never grow a beard. And again, that's because everybody's body is different. You can use other people as gauges, right? There's a lot of things that do happen within the first, 0 to 6 months. This can happen. Your voice can start to change. Between 6 months to a year and a half, this can start to change. Yes, we can kind of pinpoint when things will happen in the transition, but you cannot guarantee anything. I can't tell you that after 3 years you will guarantee have a beard. You know what I mean? I can't tell you that, yes, in 6 months, by your 6-month mark, your voice will have dropped. And so I just want to get on here, because when I get emails about, how can I make my beard grow more, or how come you decided to stop your voice where you did, you don't get a choice. You don't get to, I didn't wake up one day and hear my voice and be like, oh, that's perfect. I'm just gonna stop that right here, and also wake up one day and be like, my beard isn't growing quite as thick as I would like, so I'm just gonna up that level a little bit here. It doesn't work like that. And so I just kind of wanted to get on here and let anybody who maybe thinks that it does work like this know that it doesn't. Unfortunately for us, it does not work that way. You cannot just go to your endocrinologist and get a little list and check off all the things you'd like. If we could do that, I'm sure many of us would, but unfortunately it's just not something we can do. So we have to still kind of go with the concept of we're in these bodies that we didn't necessarily get to pick, but what we do get to do in this amazing age with our science and our technology is we can shift our bodies to look more in line with our insides and our gender identity, and you don't get to pick and choose, right? You don't get to pick and choose your hair color, your eye color, your skin color, all of those things. And so, you know, same thing with hormones. You don't get to pick those things. So I just wanted to get on here and clarify any of that. If people thought that maybe, you know, they were guaranteed this or that on hormones, or they thought that maybe they could do a certain amount of hormones at a certain period of time to make their voice lower or higher, or whatever, their beard grow, you know, I'm using those two because those are the two most common things I get asked about. That's the info. I had it. I wanted to share it with y'all, so I appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, if you want to get a really cool deal on my clothing company and help support me and the trans community, hit it up, point5cc.com. Otherwise, I do have another video coming out later in the month to talk about our surgery fund, so I'm excited about that, just to let everybody else know a little bit more info about that stuff. Okay, this is it. I'm gonna go edit this video right now and post it today. So this is literally, we're getting all caught back up. I know the last video I posted was from a couple of days ago, but we're getting caught back up, getting back into the swing of things. I'm home for a little bit. I don't have as much travel this tail end of November, so that means you and I get to spend a little more time together. All right, guys, catch you in the next video. If you liked the video and it helped you out in any way, please hit the like button. That helps me out. If you want to and you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and also turn on your notifications so then you'll know when I post a video, and at your own leisure, you can go check that video out. All right, guys, catch you in the next one. Peace.